Hey y'all, welcome back to another episode of How Do I Start This? My name is Tlovespeaksss. If this is your first time joining me, welcome. We talk all things rap and hip hop on this channel. So make sure you like and subscribe so that you can be updated when I drop new content. So this video is just gonna be me talking off the top of my head. I told y'all that I would do a video about Clipse's rollout and all the things that we've seen thus far. And so it's been a lot of nonsense. And the reason why I've wanted to focus on the music first before I get into the nonsense is because they deserve to be celebrated. They deserve to be elevated. And I don't want to, at least from my perspective, contribute to overshadowing the music. But with that being said, I think that one of the things that stood out in the rollout to me is that I really love that they've been, visiting traditional media spaces and giving their opinion and not just answering questions from in a public relations type of way. You can definitely tell that they're media trained because they come from an old school era where artists were media trained and they, actually went through artist development. So you can actually tell that they're trained. I hate to use the word trained, but for lack of better terms, that's that's the best word to use. So you can tell that they're trained. But even with that, the answers that they give to questions are very thought-provoking. They're very honest. They're very emotional. And they make you just think about things, and it makes you feel like you're getting to know them, even though we've been listening to Clipse now since 1999 or 2000, when they debuted. So I really enjoyed this. It's made me feel like a little kid again. I think a lot of us have had that feeling because, grinding and Lord willing, just period, is like the soundtrack to a good part of our lives. And I just think a lot of it makes us, it's nostalgia. It is. It's very nostalgic. And I hate to say it in I'm not trying to say it in a shady way, but nostalgia is a very great marketing tactic because you're tapping into people's emotions and people's desire and mourning for the past, right? And so if you want to sell anything, all you really have to do is tap into nostalgia. But I don't want to say it like that because then it makes it sound like a money grab, and I really don't. That's not what was happening at all. But I do think they heavily leaned into nostalgia to kind of rally people and get people hyped for this album. But I also think that's important for another reason, because I think that after this rollout and with them delivering a classic album, Clipse will now be talked about as one of the premier hip hop groups throughout hip hop history. I don't know if it was that way before. I don't know if Clipse were considered in the top 10, top 20, top 30. I don't know. I don't recall hearing someone say, oh yeah, Clipse is my favorite group, or Pusha T is my favorite rapper, or Malice is my favorite rapper, right? And even today, when's today? Because I don't know when it's, as of July 15th, I saw someone tweet Malice is better than Jadakiss, right? And so y'all can debate whether y'all agree with me. I actually was we might actually have to, that might be correct. And so y'all can debate that in the comments. But I guess what I'm saying is this rollout and this hype is not only making people remember their youth and remember the old music, but it's also reminding us about the skill, and it's putting them in a new conversation that I quite frankly don't think that they were in before. I know before the album there was conversations about whether they were better than Mobb Deep, whether they were better than Outkast. The general sentiment was no. I think we need to have some conversations. I'm not gonna hold y'all. I think we need to have some conversations. I think I don't know about Outkast because I think Outkast had a whole coast on their back, so I'm not willing to put Clipse over Outkast. And even though Pusha T says he wouldn't put them over Mobb Deep, I think an argument could be made for Mobb Deep. Like, I think an argument can be made. Y'all, listen, have the conversation in my comments, but I think an argument can be made. So while the rollout has been filled with like celebration and just nostalgic remembering, and also us appreciating hip hop where it began with elite rhyming and elite storytelling, there's also been a lot of effery. And we don't have all day to sit here and go through all the nonsense that happened, but I think that one of the biggest things that made me upset was like the day of, or maybe the day before. It wasn't any earlier than Wednesday, but I think it was Thursday. We found out that Justin Bieber was releasing an album. And I know you're like, okay, who cares? It's Justin Bieber. Like, he's a pop star, whatever. But it's not. Like, it wasn't that he was just releasing an album, but it was the way he was releasing the album. So the album's called Swag. I haven't listened to it. It's like my own form of personal protest. I haven't listened to it. But from what I do know, there's Sexy Red on the album. I actually did hear that song. It's trash. Sexy Red is on the album. Cash Cobain is on the album. I do like Cash Cobain. And Drewski is on the album. He did several skits on the album. And so I just thought it was interesting that, he released the album, and then I think Def Jam, I'll put the tweet if I can find it. I think Def Jam or someone from Justin Bieber's team made the announcement that Justin Bieber would release a proper pop album at the top of next year or towards the end of this year. And I just thought that like, it's insulting, to be honest. It's very insulting because we're in this time after Kendrick with GNX, and we have Clipse coming back, and we know that that rap and storytelling and elite rhyming is like, it's important again, right? And then you have this record company telling you like, no, you should listen to Sexy Drill, you should listen to Sexy Red, like you should be excited about Drewski. Like, it just felt very much like, nah, this is what you need to be paying attention to. I could be wrong, I could be overanalyzing it, but it just felt very much like, it felt very much like them putting together this product of what they think Black people should be engaging with, and like trying to throw it at us to like distract us from like the compelling storytelling and the messaging that's taking place in the Clipse project. And so that for me was just like my 13th reason. Like, that was just the last straw for me, and that's when I just like decided like, yo, I'm not, respect to Justin Bieber, I'm not listening to it. And then there was this whole thing where he posted a fake screenshot dissing Clipse. I thought it was fake, and then some of my mutuals told me that it was real and he deleted it, but he didn't know what it said. And I'm just like, I don't know if I believe that. But yeah, of course it's label wars, right? We know that Def Jam, Def Jam, they played a bad hand with that, right? By losing Clipse. I don't know what was going on in that boardroom, like, but either way, like that wasn't a good business decision, right? Because we see all the success and the love that Clipse is getting. And so I'm not shocked by it, but it is frustrating because it speaks to, like, in my opinion, this cultural war that we're like kind of experiencing. And I think for a long time, we've dealt with this in hip hop, right? Where people want to silence the people who actually do rhyme well, who actually do have compelling stories, who don't want to just talk about alcohol and drugs and sex and all these things. And I'm not saying that we can't have party music. Like, I think we can have party music. Like, me personally, I like Boss Man D-Lo. I think that he raps well, but I think it's a problem when, you push people like, and maybe I shouldn't use, maybe I shouldn't use Boss Man D-Lo as an example because it's like I'm coming at him. But I think it's problematic when you push music that kind of like focuses on degeneracy to the front rather than the music that is like, you know, actually like making you feel something, trying to tell a story. You know, I think there's a place for both, and I just think that it's bogus that record companies, you know, kind of like, they kind of try to shun the people who want to stay true and, to the essence of the culture. And I think it's frustrating. And I think that, you know, numbers are not everything, you know, but when I saw that Justin Bieber was announcing his album, I'm like, oh shit, like there goes that chance of a #1, right? Because the song had like, the album had 20 songs, and I'm just like, mathematically, Clipse has 13, Justin Bieber has 20, like it's over with, right? Numbers are not everything, but you know, I just really wanted Clipse to get this #1. Like I just wanted them to like have something for all the hard work that they've put into it, right? So we'll see. It's Tuesday, the numbers still haven't come out. And then even Travis Scott released Jack Boys, and from what I heard, it's trash. But I can't judge Travis Scott like unbiased because I've never liked Travis Scott. I think he has like 1 or 2 songs that I like, but for the most part, he's not for me. But yeah, basically you had all these people try to like pull us away from Clipse, whether it was Travis or Justin Bieber or Drake with his UK, US, you know, London rappers are better than America, like just nonsense, right? Just stuff that like we know that's not true. Now we have like Skepta and Joyner Lucas going back and forth, and it's just like, yeah. So yeah, I think that's been one of the things that I've noticed throughout this rollout is, and not just with Clipse, but also with Kendrick too, like just seeing how much corporate entities do not like want real MCs to return. And I think it has a lot to do with like, it has to do with money, right? Like it's easy to market mindless and thoughtless music, right? Especially to younger generations who are, you know, who live on TikTok or who live on Instagram, right? You know, songs are now not even really longer than 2 minutes and 30 seconds, right? So it's easy to market this like thoughtless and brainless music to people from a financial standpoint. And so, yeah, if I'm thinking like a business person, like, yeah, okay, I get it from that standpoint, but just like from a cultural standpoint, it just sucks that like, you know, this is our culture, and it just seems like everybody wants to come in and dictate like what the standards are and who we should be paying attention to. And it's just frustrating because if it's not the record labels, then it's the streamers, right? Streamers who were born in like 2003 coming in telling us, you know, what rap is and what makes a hot rapper. And here, like, dude, you don't even know what a landline phone is, like, right? Like, and that was like the oldest thing I could think of, right? And I probably have people who engage with me who are like, you know, I was born in the early 90s, so it's people probably older than me, like, you know, you need to chill, right? But I don't know, it's just frustrating. Yeah, this wasn't supposed to be a coherent video. This is just me like rambling. So if you have any thoughts about the Clipse rollouts, things that I might have missed, please feel free to leave them in the comment section. Also, let me know, like, what are some things that you want to see me talk about? I would imagine that the more that I get back in the habit of recording, the more cohesive my videos will be and the more coherent I will sound. But for now, I'm just getting back into the swing of things, and I've really enjoyed this. So I want to send a big thank you to all my mutuals on Twitter. Chilling with Moni. I'm using y'all's I'm gonna use y'all Twitter names. Chilling with Moni, Poppy Chulo, who else? Alex. I can put the names in there. Who else am I thinking of? just all the people who have encouraged me to like get back into the game and try this again. Yeah, I'm doing this for y'all. But y'all, thank you so much for watching. I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye.